Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So we're here with the next installment of the Higurashi Let's Play / Let's Read, or read through / play through. So let us hop right in from where we left off. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Nice job yesterday, Kei-chan. Fun, fresh. I'm just turning down the volume just a tiny little smidgen. Like that. Cause sometimes the voices just pierce and I don't know why exactly. It does that at one point and not at other points. It's kind of inconsistent, but oh well. Mr. Bear. Yeah. Don't use it as a pin cushion, though. Oh, she most certainly would. I'm back to the school. Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom. But the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. Sadko gotcha. She gotcha. She gotcha. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water. And unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it. Mano, how diligent of you to mop the floor this morning. Look at that big face, that big smug face. Glump, 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 whoop, woof. Keiichi-san flicked at my forehead. You should set a more brutal trap next time. Hey, okay. Seeing that, Rena began to swoon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Everything was the same as always, yeah, nothing had changed. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. What is it, Keiichi-kun? Didn't get enough sleep, maybe? Maybe? I slept like a look, but if you want, I'll do a reenactment during class. Shouldn't do that. Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off there to their seats. Hey. Okay. Now we're talking. Chia. Good morning, everybody. So yesterday was the festival. Thank you to all the people who stayed until the very end to help clean up. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Of course. Actually, I had a feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus. Okay then, this time of year you might see some people here from out of town doing interviews about the festivals from magazines. I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out, but then I noticed the different tone in her voice and started paying attention. Look how stern her face suddenly has become. You may be asked questions. Please don't say anything silly or something that could be taken the wrong way. Do you understand? In unison, everyone replied, "Yes, ma'am." What she'd said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There are probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding curse had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, "Don't spout stupid shizzle you think is funny." And now I was one of those who needed to keep their mouth shut. Welcome to the village. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. End of the school day. I was summoned to club activities after school. Since everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Deduction. Oh, I'm here for it. They call me Metante Conan. How about this one? A game from overseas. Looks interesting. Which game? Perfect. Which game? The rules don't seem that hard. Okay. What game? I won't lose you here. Sure. I'm not too bad at this game. It seemed that Rena didn't handle this kind of game very well. Well, yeah. That's simple. That's simple. The rules are the person who can match the murderer, weapon, and the scene of the crime wins. That's easy enough. There are 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspect, or is that just how he's visualizing it in his mind, I'm assuming. I could see that the names Mion and Rika were written on the suspect. Oh, never mind, they are actually cards. Mion and Rika were written on the suspect cards. A card with my name on it as well. Like what? Why would you use an axe to kill someone? To me, that just seems like you're just trying to dismember them. But knives, I can understand. Poison, yeah, that's way too much effort. The locations are pretty nice too. The living room, the study, and the courtyard. Okay. So basically, you take out one of each of the cards. These are the answer cards. Yeah. If we can't see the cards, then I can't really speculate on who on doing a deduction here, I guess. So we shuffle the remaining cards, so I won't even attempt to. So we shuffle the remaining cards and hand them out. We ask each other about the cards and figure out the right ones. Oh, I see. So the cards nobody has are the true perpetrators. Uh-huh. This would be much easier if they actually, if they like physically gave me some cards or something, so I could actually speculate, but that's obviously not happening. Then you raise a hand if you know the answer. The game ends and we check if the answer is correct. If you're right, then you get a point. If you're wrong, then you lose a point. Since the game ends, if no one gets it right, all the cards are gathered up and redistributed. I guess. I don't have that. I'm stupid. You'll get confused if you don't take notes. Great. I'm not taking notes. That's the important part. Everyone directed attention to Mion. Let's see. You took it easy yesterday. You took it easy yesterday. My goodness. They took it easy yesterday. Now they're taking... This is not punishment. This is not punishment. They're gonna make him... No. I was just about to say, they're gonna ask him to buy like... Let's keep this PG, shall we? Let's keep it child friendly, so I won't even say it. But it won't just be the usual drinks and candy. It's pretty simple, but it can be difficult in its execution. I wonder, is it really? It's Keiichi-san thinking what I'm thinking. Yeah, Exactly. Exactly. I met Mian would say that whoever loses to buy stuff like well, still not as bad as I these are children. I have to remember that. Like, well, to be fair, I had a happy family planning. Close, but no cigar. The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each other. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of murder. Oh, I like this OST so much. I don't know why, but it reminds me like straight up of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. Always does. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of the murder have been taken out, so that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards. And I'll go first since I'm the club president, I guess. Well then, Neon Knife Study. Okay. You pick one suspect, weapon, and murder scene, and ask the other players if you have any of those cards, and you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Yeah, I got it. Me too. I have one. Oh my, all of them are here. 3 people answered when she asked if they had Mion, Knife, and Study. So that means that Mion, Knife, and Study are all in the clip. Got to drop that down. Oh, my days. I'm not writing anything down. Rena, Axe, Lounge. Only 2 people said they had one. So it means out of Rena, Axe, and Lounge, one of them is correct and is part of the crime. Probably the Axe. No, wait. Even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how... Interesting. It's possible that either Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of the cards. Well, Kei-chan is next. Go ahead. Wait just a little. I'm still sorting things out. The game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's going to be tough. That's tough. Alright, now I have the criminal. What? Already? Here I am spinning around in circles and Mia just now raises her hand. The murderer is Rika-chan. In the infirmary with the poison. Well, Mion drew the card from a box and we checked to see if the deduction was right. I was right. Pogchamp. Poggy Boggies. All I needed was one more hand. All I needed was to live again. All I needed was to live again. I couldn't tell whether it's poison or a pistol. Keiichi, step your game up. I never use a pistol. Oh my. Oh my. Rika-chan said such a huge, terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Exactly. Perfect killers. She's born and bred to be an assassin. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Rena and I were left out in the cold. Oh no. How did you do, Keiichi-kun? I couldn't get it at all. Don't worry. I had no idea you were. How can you both be so unsure? You'll both end up in last place together at this rate. That's even worse. Going off buying something together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy a happy family planning manual? Oh yes. Please, yes. Yep. Yeah, I can tell too, although not from his expression, but rather from what he's saying. Wah! That's not true. I'll show you the true power of Sherlock Maibara during the next round. My, that sounds just wonderful. I shall give you quite the thrashing. After that, I managed to somehow grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking the question. The level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tested out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it is to win at the end. It's to win the game at the game. Huh. Eureka! He shouted. Sorry. Need to go to the bathroom. Take your time and squeeze out a nice one. Yeah. I don't know what that sound is. It sounds like a dragon. That actually hurts my throat. Me trying, that's gross. Sound like I'm gurgling. I had him hold off the game and I headed down the hole. Okay. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of my classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Rena had made her way over towards me. Keiichi-kun, did you call for me? No. Yes, I did. As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Rena. I'm glad it worked out. I don't want to waste much time, so I'll get right to the point. Rena, what's your record at this game we're playing today? She was taken aback. After a moment, she hasn't really opened her mouth. All losses. Bam. Why do you ask? I wonder. I could tell from how apprehensively she was playing. The way things are going, I will as well. I can't figure out a way to pull off a last-minute comeback on this one. So I guess both of us will be taking that penalty. Oi, don't accept defeat already? How about we win this by cheating? Both of us. But how can we? I brought my lips up to Rena's ear. Whisper, 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 whisper. Who cares whether it's allowed or not? Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I'll try my best. Cheaters. Our plan of attack was a quite rudimentary one, so let's give out false information. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean that we'd need to investigate less. What's her win about him not? We start off with a big lead over the other guys. Probably. We both smirked at each other. Yeah. If I was a shady businessman, then I was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you. Now let's hurry back. We'll work as a duo to surprise everyone. Wait, no. There's no point if we go back together. It would be like flat out telling them that we made this little arrangement. You go in first, I go in second. Simple. There we go. And I turn around and head back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a little bit longer before going back, or try to make a deal now with all three of them. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or one of them suspected something, then there could be problems. Well, I'd figure it out sooner or later, because both Reina and I would start winning over and over again. But Reina and I will have earned enough points to avoid winning or losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all. May I have a moment? Huh? It's a teacher. Man, things are just getting good. We've got a reporter here who would like to speak to you. A guest. Okay. Ah, great. They have been waiting. Reporters? Question mark. Right before my big match was... Or the police. That would be something. Nah, but the police would have just come in. Right before my big match was pretty bad timing to have a visitor, but the very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. Or what if it's the mysterious girl that was with Tomitake? Like, Tomitake has gone missing. The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. No? And his jacket tucked underneath his arm. Is that a police officer? It looks like a police officer. Honestly. Wait. That's Megure, isn't it? The police officer from the tip. Is it? I think. There is no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa and that this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake, it seemed I was fated to meet middle-aged men. Well, yeah. That's right. Who might you be? He's a police officer. He is Megure's voice actor. He wants you to sit down because he's got terrible news to tell you. The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car parked near the gate and began walking. You've got to be kidding me. I had no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know, and he was asking me to get it in his car with him. Stranger danger. Okay. Introduce yourself first, then he might do something. Show your police badge. Come on now. I mean, I know you're police, because I could tell from your voice actor and from the tip, but still. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about, even while knowing that conversation that start out like this have never led to anything good. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least. Please let me know if it's too cold for you. Okay. I'll have it. I've cranked it all the way up. So what business do you have with me? I just suspected I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture of that was stuck between the Tomitake-san, isn't it? Would it be? Would they go to him if it's Tomitake? Probably. Either that or one of his family members or something. It's Tomitake though. On it was the face of a pretty goofy looking guy. Pretty goofy, so it's not Tomitake then. This is Tomitake from when he was young? Question mark. If you know anything related to this individual, then please tell me. Well, clearly there was a fifth incident. Who the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at a DMV. Tomitake. There were scribbles on his shirt done in permanent marker. Oh boy. Starting with yours, Maibara-san, and quite a few of your classmates signed as well. Eh? Oh shit, he's dead. Ah shit. There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face. Ah shit. Even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was. Yeah. I didn't know what her name was, but I didn't know she was a resident of Hinamizawa. Yesterday. Yesterday. Yeah. Not really. Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now. Yet something happened to him. Well, actually, I was going to say she murdered him. But it's considering that his picture has like an expressionless face, I'm assuming that like he is already like a wanted criminal, like a spy or something, that can like change how he looks in real life and how he looks in that picture. That picture is a true reflection of him, whereas in real life he just puts on a front. There was no response to my inquiry. This I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain, that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking me about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again. You've moved here just recently, isn't that right, Maibara-san? Oh, they've done an investigation on you too. Are you aware, I wonder, of the yearly Watanagashi death? Yeah. About the stories of Oyashiro-sama. My heart began to race. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. It probably showed on my face. No, why do you all try to scare him? Not at all. If you don't, then that's fine. Well, I haven't heard of it. Tomitake-san told me, actually. How much do you know about it? A bit, from the tips and the story. The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death. The incidents that always happened the day of the Watanagashi ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that. No. Well, like, what is the police? Why does it matter to the police officer if he believes in the curse or not? It's just kind of silly. I just say no. People die every day. Believe me, you should know as a police officer that people die every day. I don't believe in it. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling. Really? Then that's great. Guess you really are one of those city-raised boys. So what if I don't believe? I have friends waiting, so could you get to the point? Yeah. Okay, well, I kind of thought that would happen with the way they were speaking at the festival, but oof, my mind went blank. Huh? What happened? to Tomitake-san?
よりにもよってね、お亡くなりになられたのが昨日なんですよ。
It would seem that he died last night.
つまり綿流しの当日。
That was the night of the Watanagashi.
前原さんにはどういう意味があるのかわかりますよね。
Do you understand the implications behind that, Maibara-san?
意味って、意味なんか。
They're not gonna think that you killed him. Well, we don't actually know how he died, so I guess, yeah, if it's like something like beaten to death, then they can't think that it's Keiichi, because Keiichi is a boy. Tomitake wasn't. Before we move on, here's my speculations, right? I'm trying to think, like, Tomitake-san was a photographer. Maybe he captured something on the picture that he shouldn't have. Maybe the priest previously noticed something that he shouldn't have. Maybe it's something along those lines, I don't know. Not only for the cause of his death or the reason behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanagashi. Meaning, this year, the curse of Oyashiro-sama had once again.
富武二郎さんがお亡くなりになられたことはまだ内緒です。
The death of Jiro Tomitake is still confidential.
どうしてかはなんとなくお分かりになりますよ。
Yeah. You can understand why that is, right? And the reporters and news reporters are coming as well. I didn't want to understand why.
教えてください。
Please tell me.
一体何があったんですか？
Tell me what happened.
得意なんですよ。
It was rather peculiar. Well, if you're telling me that much and I don't suspect you.
南沢の方にはちょっと刺激の強い。
It might be a little too graphic for someone born and raised in Hinamizawa. It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I would only regret forcing myself to learn something I shouldn't have. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest. You're not gonna go away.
第一発見は祭りの警備を終えて期間中のうちのワゴンでした。
So this is the tip, the location of the tip that we had. One of our patrol cars discovered the body on the way back from the security detail at the festival.
時刻は24時5分前。
It was late, about 5 till midnight.
場所は町へ出る道路がちょうど舗装道路に変わるところありますよね。
The location was, you know, where the road into town becomes paved, right?
坂を下り切ったあたりに
Down past
あ
the
そこの路肩でした。
down past the slope, on the shoulder around there. And there were few streetlights on that road. Its pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered from the asphalt.
みんな初めはひき逃げされたものだと思っていました。
Covered the asphalt, yeah. We thought it was a hit and run at
で
first.
すが、意識を確かめるために近づいた警官はすぐに異常に気づきました。
What could it be? All the pictures on this camera were deleted. He quickly noticed something up. No, I don't know.
喉がね、引き裂かれていたんですよ。
Well, that is most certainly one way to tell someone that you're gonna silence them. That right there is sending a message. His throat had been ripped open.
ナイフとか？
No, with bare hands.
いいえ、
No,
爪でした。
nails. Huh. Nails? As in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed through?
検視の結果、それも自分の爪でということが判明しました。
Huh? 1 second. I'm not going to move on until I think about this for his own nails. What? With his own nails? With his own nails? I don't have nails, so I can't really try it, but like... That just seems like... I'm trying, like, lightheartedly trying to, like, open my... Okay. Huh. It was real that it was of his own nails.
それってどういうことですか?
That's what I'd like to know. What does that mean? Basically, it means it wasn't a murder, it was suicide. Was it though? Was it? Was it? Was it? Was it suicide? I'm just trying to think of like how somebody could manipulate one to like use their own nails. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know who that girl was, because if somebody like put that girl at like knife point or gun point or whatever, and told them, rip your throat out, or she'll die. I don't know. That would still be suicide, but it wouldn't be, it wouldn't just be a natural suicide. Granted, there's nothing natural about this in the first place. Tomitake-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open through his own throat as hard as he could with his own nails. I don't believe that. I actually don't believe that. I know it says his own nails, so on and so forth, but I think maybe like somebody held his hand or something, drugged him, made him weak or something, but then they would have found that in the coroner report. And like, and you would notice like, even with glove, you'd notice imprints on like his hand. Of somebody like of somebody holding his hand, making him gouge out his own. I don't know. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. How would I? Let me put myself. Let me put myself into a mastermind, into Moriarty, into his footsteps right now. Let me put myself into his footsteps right now. If I want Bob to kill himself, how would I tear out his own throat? How would I go about it? How would I force Bob? Or how would I make it look like Bob tore out his own throat? No, if I use strings, there wouldn't be that kind of force. And it would be found in the coroner's report. If I drugged him with something that makes him delirious, there is no guarantee that he would gouge out his own throat. If I used my hands to grab his hands and like guide, quote unquote, guide his hands to tear out his to gouge out his own throat, that would be found in a coroner's report, wouldn't it? My hand. I need to remember this is taking place in like the 70s or 80s. Maybe that wouldn't be present back then. Maybe that wouldn't be found back then on like the police reports. But what about the girl? Because they asked about the girl, but it didn't say that she's dead. They only said that Tomitake is dead. So where is she? She isn't a witness. I feel like. Because if she was a witness... If she was a witness, I feel like that they wouldn't have said he tore out his own throat is what the coroner's report said. They would have said he tore out his own throat is what the witness claimed. But then why bring her up? Why mention her? Shoot. When you have eliminated all the impossible, then whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. I don't know. He continued clawing with enough intensity that he could have peeled off his nails, still clawing. Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries that he should never damage, he continued clawing his blood. Blood splattered on the ground around him. We need to know about the girl right now. She is key in this. I don't know where she is, but she is key. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony. Yeah, that's what I said. If he was drugged and made delirious or something, first of all, how would you get him to like tear out his... I know I've heard like of people like scratching themselves so much that they start bleeding, and they start killing themselves because they start destroying arteries or whatnot because they scratch themselves so much, but never at the throat. And again, you would have noticed that in you would have detected that, so that's not the case. I'm thinking of like stupid things right now, like hypnosis. That would be stupid. But it was a suicide? I don't believe that. I've never heard of such a thing. Neither have I. This is a natural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there is no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. Good. Tell me.
体内分泌物、発汗、脱毛等から富武さんはお亡くなりになる直前、極度の興奮状態だったようなのです。
Really now? But he said there is no drugs. There was no drugs. He found no drugs. Maybe a drug that like can't be found in the coroner's report. But like once you cut off the stomach and the liver, the intestines. You'd find it. His body chemistry, perspiration, epilation. Maybe at the state of climax. I don't know. I don't know. That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their own throat. Yeah. Wounds on his hands matched a discarded piece of lumber found nearby. There are traces of where he struck trees and the guardrails with it. What? Tomitake-san's blood was found all over the place. Meaning... he was trying to kill himself that way. I think. Injure himself. That while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber. What? There were external injuries which were not self-inflicted. Okay. The woman. The woman. She's key right now. But could there be a possibility? No, they would have found that. I was going to say, could there be a possibility that, let's say 5 people surrounded him, beat him up, and then, like, injected him with something through a syringe or something, and then he went just absolutely delirious and crazy. But they would have found that. So I feel like they have to have taken the girl hostage and forced himself to kill. I wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah, you can kill her. I don't care, bro. Leave me alone. Leave me out of this. To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night road in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat. Yeah, that's the part that I don't understand 100%. Unless it was like a message. Because he knows how smart the kids are. And he's like, yeah, message. Solve my death. Here's my dying message. And like him clawing at his own throat is supposed to like symbolize... it's supposed to like symbolize that he was silenced. Or that you should find first camera that was always hanging around his neck. Then he died. This cop is this cop is a nice chap, telling him everything. This kid telling the kid everything. Okay, between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Yeah, he doesn't suspect you, alright? Otherwise he wouldn't have told you all this. Even though he's saying right after he talking to you, yeah, still. Everyone signed Tomitake's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her? She's missing. Maybe she was kidnapped. Taken out. Oh, she was the perpetrator. I mean, yeah. For a while I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short, but we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us.
我々もあらゆる面から捜査を進めますが、村人たちはお社様のたたりの話になると、とにかく口が重くなる。
I mean, that's understandable. And that I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san the outsider telling me.
だから俺なんですか
A kid.
俺がひなみ沢の人間じゃ
A
ない
kid. The police standards. I should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me.
このままでは、富武次郎さんはお社様のたたりで死んだことになってしまいます。
Yep. But he was at the festival. And you know, they're going on like, oh, if you're not at the festival, then you'll die. But like, no, he was actually at the festival and still died. He turned away from me and gazed far off into the distance.
若流しの晩、神聖な儀式の時、無神経にカメラをバシャバシャやってたものだから、お社様の怒りに触れた。
This is what I'm saying. He must have taken a picture of something that he shouldn't have. And maybe they couldn't find that picture on his camera. And now they'll come after the kids or something. I don't know. But they would have already come. They would have already came after the kids.
富武さんにお社様の罰が当たるわけがない
I don't know. Had to have been killed by humans and a cowardly group, no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse.
私もそう思います。
I think so as well.
罰もたたりもあるわけがない。
There is no such thing as divine punishment or curses. The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh.
つまり、そういうことですよ、前原さん。
His voice just went like 10 times deeper, bro. For a second, I couldn't even recognize him.
たたりを信じていないひなみ沢の方の協力が不可欠なのです。
Yep,
わかりますね。
understand. Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year, which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. It's funny how like this all happened right after they were playing in a murder game. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There was no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama.
でも俺に協力できることなんか何もないですよ
But there is nothing I can do to help.
暗盤のことは何も知らないし
I have no idea what happened that night either.
いえいえ、何か気になるものを見たり聞いたりしたら教えてくださればいいんです。
If you see or hear anything, hear something that draws your attention, then that is enough. If I see or hear, he was talking in the future tense.
物でも人でも噂でも
Things, or people, or rumors.
何でも結構です。
Anything is fine.
不確かなもので構いませんから。
I don't care if they're unfounded. Obviously, a very wild theory right now would be like Rena, Mion, Sadko, Rika. They were the group of people that was going after Tomitake. That would be the crazy speculation theory, but obviously that's kind of insane.
これ、私の電話番号です。不在でしたら出たものに伝言してくだされば結構です。
Alright, that's fine. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee deep in this matter.
富武さんの無念を晴らすためにどうかご協力をお願いしたいのです。
Please help me solve these questions surrounding Tomitake-san's unfortunate death. That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find a murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face.
今日ここでした話はすべて内緒です。
Everything we spoke of today is a secret.
絶対に他言無用でお願いします。
Great. He's gonna have to keep this secret from his group.
わかりました。
Understood.
お友達にも内緒です。
Yeah, from your friends as well.
特に園崎さんや古出さんには絶対に知られないようにしてください。
Why especially? Why especially?
園崎ってミオンのことか？なんでだよ。事件に関係あるっていうのかよ。
That's why I wanna know. With my friend's name brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from him, I became rather angry.
捜査上の都合ということなんです。
煙に巻くなよ。ミオンは俺の大切な仲間だぞ。
Yeah. I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to especially be offended.
言ってもいいですが、気を悪くしないでくださいね。
Hey, upset me all you want.
言えよ。
He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit.
ひなみ沢で起こった一連の事件は村ぐるみで引き起こされている可能性があるのです。
A village conspiracy. I mean, that makes sense.
そんなこと
あ
あるわけないじゃないか。
That actually makes total sense. They want to keep that legend alive so that more visitors, more foreigners, so on and so, you know, the festival gets bigger. Yeah. That's how you start a tradition, a legend. Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that?
証拠はありません。
No evidence.
しかも過去の事件はここに解決し、いずれの犯人も村とは直接関係ありませんでしたしね。
But then why?
じゃあどう考えたらそんな考えに至るんだよ。
毎年綿流しの日に村の旧敵が死ぬ。
The enemies of the village die on a day. The enemies. How is the priest the enemy?
それだけで十分に疑えると思いませんか？
The enemies. Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of Ratangashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa.
はじめはダム工事の監督。
I mean, yeah, first of all, the dam construction foreman.
そして次にダムを誘致した村人。
I mean, yes.
村の旧敵は次々に開始しました。
But that's not all.
過程はともかく結果はそうなのです。
I mean, I can kind of see it. Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged
じゃ
off.
あ次に死んだ神主やその次に死んだ主婦はどうです？
Exactly.
別に村の敵だったわけじゃない。
Maybe they were. We just don't know.
神主はダム騒動当時リーダーシップを期待されながらも積極的な働きがなかったため一部の村人から失望反感を買っていました。
If he was killed because of that, then I gotta say, those people are the stupidest people I've ever seen in my life.
反感があったにしたって別に村に害を与えたわけじゃないだろう。
Exactly.
その次の主婦なんかどうだよ。誘致した男の弟夫婦だったってだけの理由だろう。もっと殺される理由が薄いじゃないか。そして富武さんに至ってはどうだよ。ダム工事とは関係すらないじゃないか。ただよそ者だってだけの理由だぞ。
In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy's threshold of the victims had become much lower.
それがね怖いんですよ。
That's the scary part.
徐々に希薄になっていくのが。
The bar keeps getting lower.
何がだよ。
What's scary about it? Soon, if you step on an ant, you'll be killed.
つまり村の敵でなくよそ者だというだけの理由で犠牲になりつつあるんですよ。
Keichikun. I'm probably a Rena.
じゃあ来年の被害者は村のよそ者から選ばれるっていうのか。
Keiichi.
あるいは引っ越してきたばかりの人かもしれません。
Oh my. Oh my.
それってどういう。
Bro, you shouldn't. The music tells you as well. You should know. I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then the next victims, my family. Was he saying it was going to be me?
でもそれとミオンと どう関係があるんだよ。
What does that have to do with Mion?
詳しくは申し上げられませんが、園崎さん一家はダム騒動時の抵抗運動の旗頭だったのです。
I can't go into the details, but the Sonosaki family led the dam protests.
それも過激なね。
Quite fervently so.
例えば園崎美音さんについても同様です。
I mean, the way she was speaking, she was basically saying, oh yeah, it's a fight. We fought him.
抵抗運動時、いくつかの軽犯罪と公務執行妨害で補導歴があります。
Hey, little rascal. I knew Mion had fought, exactly. This was the first time I'd heard of a family leading a protest, so. Then, well, what did it all mean?
ミオンの一家が一連の事件に関係しているとでも言うのかよ。
She might not be. That's what he's saying.
そうまでは言いません。
Exactly.
もしもそうだったら、一番確率が高い。そ
Exactly.
れだけのことなんです。
Exactly. Not a very clear explanation. It felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
誰が一体どれだけ関わっているのか、全くわかりません。
We don't know who or how involved anyone is right now.
だからこそ、村人に口外してほしくないのです。
That is exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that you understood it well enough.
じゃあ、こう考えましょう。
Then think of it like this.
たたりを盲信する村人の皆さんに心配させたくないから内緒。
I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's the curse.
そういうことでどうです？
How about that? What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with the curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes, and none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly.
みんなが俺に心配させないために内緒にしてくれたように、
Just like everyone kept it from me, so I wouldn't worry about it.
今度は俺がみんなに心配させないために内緒にする番。
Is it now my turn to keep it from them, so they didn't have to worry about? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly, and the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was, but it couldn't be helped.
わかりました。俺だけの秘密にします。
I understand, I'll keep it to myself.
それでいいですよね。名前。
Is that fine, Mr.
沖宮署の大石です。
Oishi, from the Okinomiya police station.
なんなら、クラちゃんでもいいですよ。
You can call me Kura-chan if you want.
あ、いや、大石さんでいいです。
The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retaining hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I
時
watch.
間を取らせすぎました。
I've taken up too much time.
お友達を待たせていますよね。
Your friends are waiting, aren't they?
もう戻った方がいいでしょう。
I should probably let you get back to them. The game is probably long finished. The door opened with a click and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind.
お友達を疑えと言ったわけではありませんからね。
I didn't mean to suspect your friends.
誤解しないでくださいよ。
Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that's self-serving.
前原さんが何も見つけず、聞きもしなかったとしても、それで十分なんです。
It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, Maibara-san.
それは村が関わっていないという証拠になるのですから。
It would help to prove that the village is not involved after all.
見たり聞いたりしたら連絡しますけど、
I'll contact you if I hear or see
俺
anything,
は探偵じゃないですからね。
but I'm no detective.
変な期待しないでくださいよ。
Please don't expect too much from me.
しませんしません。
I won't.
探偵になんかならなくていいですよ。
You don't have to become a detective.
今までのように自然に生活してください。
Just go on living as you have up until now.
その中で見聞きしたことを教えてくだされば結構なんです。
Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow.
またお会いしましょう。さようなら、前原君。
See you later. Farewell, Maibara-kun. I returned to the school building without looking back. You've got the punishment waiting for you. I don't know how much time has passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot more on my mind. Tomitaka-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy. Worse still, there's also a chance that Mion was involved. Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Rena, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitaka-san. Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here somewhere in Misawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. It's Mi-chan, the perpetrator. Huh? I was startled to hear Rena's voice. The game. With the rope in the loungy. Nope. Rena clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you're just self-destructive over here now. Quite late. Seething with anger.
ごめん。ちょっと先生に職員室呼ばれてさ。
Lying.
そこが悪くて怒られましたですか？
For good behavior. For good behavior.
かわいそうです。
こっちも白熱してたしね。もういい時間だから次で最後のゲームにしよう。
Yeah, great. You're gonna be the loser basically unless you win this.
俺の今の持ち点って
はい
確か0点だろ。
Yeah,
ビリー確定じゃないのかよ。
exactly.
大丈夫だよ、ケイチくん。レナ、マイナス1点。
Rip. Rest in peace. The heck. The score is lower than mine and I wasn't even playing.
罰ゲームはレナが1人でかケイちゃんと2人でかを決める最終戦。
Greto.
冗談じゃねえぞ。
You're right.
罰ゲームはレナ一人でやってくれ。
So let's gonna do the penalty by herself.
ケイチくんと2人で勝とうって約束したのに、ずっと待ってたんだよ。
The thing is, right, Rena only arrived like a year ago, right? So she's pretty much an outsider too, same as like Tomitaka-san and same as Keiichi is. So maybe it's like it's gonna be her next year that's gonna die, not you, Keiichi.
そりゃ俺が悪いな。
I followed my initial plan of showing Rena my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call.
わかったよ。
I got it!
犯人は私。
The murderer is me!
凶器は毒物で、犯行現場は玄関ホール。
With the poison at the entrance.
どうかな？
Is it? Is it?
おおレナ、回答早いじゃん。
Quite a quick answer.
また当てずっぽうじゃないの？
Never stab in the dark? Oh.
レナの正解ですよ。
Rena's correct.
じゃあ、これでケイチさんも罰ゲーム決定ですわね。
Detective Keiichi.
ケイチくん、一緒に頑張ろうね。
Detective Keiichi.
一緒に頑張ろうな。
Detective Keiichi. It's my fault, so I have no choice. Detective Keiichi.
ではゲームセット。
That's the game.
トップは私、園崎美音。
Obviously, she's ranked first.
ビリは前原圭一と竜宮レナ。
And of course, those two are last. Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty.
じゃあ使いっ走りの系の買ってくるものはトップの私が と決めようかね。
What is it?
何を買いに行かされるんだろう太郎。
薬局は禁じ手にしような。どうしたの？
Is there a blacklist? Can you blacklist something?
は？
Huh?
薬屋なんかに用ないよ。
Yeah. I
お
think
じさんが買ってほしいものはね、このメモに書いてあるから。
Shuckleberries. Shuckleberries.
いっぱい書いてあるよ。
There's a lot written here. A lot. Damn it. What is she making us buy? Probably just like normal
豆腐
food.
2丁、
Yeah. Probably just normal things, exactly.
シャンプーとリンス、
Yep.
みりんに油揚げ。
Yep.
なんだこれ？
Instead of her going shopping, she wants you to go shopping.
罰ゲームってよりお買い物に見えるでございますわね。
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
今日のミーは勝つ気満々でしたです。
原則第7条。罰ゲームの内容に逆らわない。
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
はい、お金。シャンプーはうち果物物語だからね。よろしく。
Okay.
これ、お前が頼まれたお使いだろ。
Hey, you should be happy, bro. Bro, you should be happy. I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy a hammered cream. You gotta be a much better detective then to get to that stage. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got quite a bit of information in this specific part of Higurashi. There are more than 4 perpetrators on search notice. Okay. Well, I know what we're gonna do next time then. But I'll be ending it here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I feel like we're only at the surface level at the moment of like all the information that we could have, so I won't even speculate too hard. But obviously, we got a lot of good things, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we get next time and if that will expand the case, quote unquote. But I'll see you all next time, everyone. Until then, have a nice day, peace out, and bye. Hey everybody, if you liked this video, please be sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of these kind of videos, be sure to check out Patreon to get 1 week early access as well as full length. But until next time everybody, peace out and have a nice day.